Well, I got up and started walking, which is, you know, my favorite thing to do. And look what I found. I don't know if you can see it glittering on there. Wow, that is just so nice.
Yes.
So many beautiful rocks. That's a nice thing to find on my way out. Hi everybody, it's Kate from Katie Did. It is day 2 of our great rock adventure to Oregon. I am dispersed camping in a little place just outside of Spencer, Idaho. What a beautiful, beautiful thing to do. Just wake up in the morning and there's mountains everywhere. The birds are singing, the sun is shining, the flowers are blooming. It just doesn't get better than this. We're going to go to Spencer Opal Mines and end up at Sucker Creek today, and we'll see what we can find. Come along. Well, talk about serendipity. They just started along digging today, and so I am going to get a bucket and I am going to go down there and I'm going to see if I can find some opals. Let's go.
16. Sweet. All right, it's $75 per day per person. We give you the bucket. You can put as little or as much in there as you like, as long as you can carry it out at the end of the day. So it doesn't matter whether they're big or small or short or tall. The opal can really be in anything wherever there was space. So ideally what you want to do is to pick a spot, sit down, and by all means, anybody pick up any of these that you want, because it's easier for you to look at them yourselves than it is for me. But pick a spot, kind of sit down, look for that real shiny white that is the opal itself, and that's what you are truly after.
Katie Did, opal miner. I suspect that this is a little bit easier opal mining than, you know, digging it out of the hard ground. Let's see what we can find. This is a nice chunk of that obsidian they were talking about. I'm going to take that just as an example. I'm guessing that this is the opal that they're talking about. It's very white, but it's just an awful tiny little piece. I'm not going to take that along. Look at this one. This granite has, this obsidian has red in it. That one goes in the bucket. I better be careful because I only have that one bucket. Oh, let's see what we got here. There's some opal in that. Just a little bit. Opal forms exactly like agates do in pockets of volcanic rock. So what we're looking for is little pockets. This looks like a pretty nice chunk. It is pretty lightweight. It's got a good band of white here. I'm gonna take that one. My first opal. This one is so white that it's like all white. It's a big chunk. So, and it's lightweight. I'm guessing it's opal. That's a pretty nice chunk of it. You see it wet. Cool. Well, I don't know anything about cutting opal, but I guess I'll find out. Here's another chunk. Boy, I hope I'm getting the right stuff. Yeah, see, it's got a little of the conchoidal fracture there, so that does tell me that at least part of it's opal. This one is really interesting. It has kind of veins in it. I'm going to put this one aside and ask the people who know if this is actually opal or if I'm picking up some different kind of stone. This isn't opal, but it has some really cool kind of bubble tubes in it. I just wanted to take a look at it. When I only have a 2.5 gallon bucket, I think I'm only going to keep the good stuff. Okay, so I've been listening to the instructions to the other people, and this white chalky stuff is actually rhyolite, not opal. So I have a half a bucket full of nothing. That's okay. Better to find out now than when I get home.
Like I said, 11 years of experience.
This is extremely light. I think there's probably an opal vein in the middle there. And it's little, so we'll take it. This is pretty cool. Here's one that I'm pretty sure is an opal. Well, that's interesting. It's glassy. Opal's not red though. Yeah, I'll take it anyway. So our host told me that this red is rhyolite mixed with iron and manganese, and that's what makes it kind of glassy like that. It's pretty. Well, I think I'll have to show him this one. It's pretty heavy, so it's probably mostly obsidian, but it's got kind of this pocket of stuff here, so it's a possibility. It's awful big. Take up half my bucket. Well, I'm just gonna have to start spraying things off, I think, because I was hoping to be able to just kind of look at the rocks and see the glassy stuff, but I think it's gonna take a little more effort than that. Well, I'm pretty sure this is what we're looking for. It sure is tiny though. I'm used to looking for bigger rocks. All right, so the helper just gave me this one, which is a little piece of opal, to give me an example of what I'm looking for. And even though this one is just real glassy and it's white underneath, apparently it's probably chalcedony. All right, well this one,
You guys gotta remember, I'm compressing 12 miles.
this one is for sure opal. Yay, my first for sure opal. Again, not opal, but I sure love those crystals. Found this cool little nodule. I think it's definitely not the opal that we're looking for, but I love the shape of it. My neighbor found not only a beautiful big opal, but something with flash. Can you make it move? Oh, it's so pretty. That's what I want to find. This is cool. Almost looks like a fossil. I've decided to change my technique and just look at all the rocks underneath me and wash them off and see what I can find, because I am not doing very well otherwise. So give me some good luck. This one is very pretty, and I am guessing that it's not opal just because of the color, but gosh, look at the pinks in that. Looks like maybe some chalcedony.
You know what? Don't forget there's pink opals out here that are pretty rare.
Oh hey, maybe it's a pink opal.
You know?
Here's another one of those cool pink ones.
Is there anyone over there? That's the black one.
Again, not an opal, but I like it. Well, this is another nodule. It's kind of harder than rhyolite, but I don't. See, I would call this common opal if I found it in Montana, but that's just there. Well, I got up and started walking, which is, you know, my favorite thing to do. And look what I found. I don't know if you can see it glittering on there. Wow, that is just so nice.
Yes.
It's got some cool crystals, but I think this is a little pocket of opal right there in the middle. I'm alternating between sitting down and wandering around, and this is from the sitting down pile. It's an opal. Yay! It's more of that pretty pink stuff. There's a little bit of opal in here. I'll take that. Well, we have a half full bucket of things that, a few opals and a lot of really cool rocks, and I'm going to fill the rest of it back up with some rhyolite and some obsidian, and then we're going to take off because it's getting kind of hot out here. Here's one nice last little piece of opal to send us on the road. Well, I really can't say that I'm an expert opal hunter, but that sure was fun, and I'll bet if I did it again, I would know what I was doing a little bit more. I did find one piece that had some beautiful flash in it, so I'm super excited about that. But overall, I think that was really a fun thing to do. It's $75 at the Spencer Opal Mine for a bucket, and you can stay as long as you want and fill it as full as you can. And I ended up taking home a bunch of obsidian as well, so that I had a full bucket. All right, I'm going to give cutting these a try after having watched Black Opal Direct and after having done some research online. I am trying to free this one from its rocky cave. Okay, it might be that it's just in this tiny little pocket here. Next thing I'm going to do is cut on this side of it and see where it where it ends here. This is all very experimental, I must say. I picked this one to start with just because I have no idea what I'm doing, and I didn't think this was necessarily a really good one, so I thought I'd get it started with that. And I was correct. I was kind of hoping it would go back farther, but it looks like it's just this little sliver right here. So I'm going to try to trim this down, and then we might just leave it on the rock and see if we can polish it. Maybe. This one is our next effort. I don't think it has any color in it, but you just never know, I guess. And it looks like it'd be pretty easy to get out of there, so I'll try to do that. And I think we're going to try to get this one out. I'm trying to do the ones that are probably not that great first because I don't really know what I'm doing and I don't want to wreck something that could have been really beautiful. So, see how it goes. Well, this one turned out to be such a little sliver, I'm just not even sure it's worth trying to get out of there. But this other one broke off really nicely from the rhyolite. Is a nice shape. It might have some opal-y kind of stuff. It doesn't have a lot of flash, but I can see that it's sort of opalescent. So let's take it to the wheel and see what we can do with it. This has ended up as kind of a little teardrop, and you can see it still has a little bit of rhyolite on the edges here. But I think I'm going to leave that. It'll polish and it'll make it a little bit more substantial. If I try to take it down all the way to the opal layer, we may end up with just nothing at all. Diamond to the left. I didn't even use the roughest wool because this material is so soft. Next! I actually use two hands to do this, but I can't do that at the same time. Well, it is not the most impressive opal ever. Actually, it does have a little tiny play of color. You see a little sparkle there, but probably won't show up on video. Still, it's pretty. I found it, and it's mine. And finally, here's the one I've been practicing for. I still don't know if I'm gonna be able to do anything with this, but I'll give it a shot. If not, I'll just have to go back. Okay, I am not gonna take this down any farther because I really don't know what I'm doing very much. But you can see where I've cut the color line, it's become like beautiful, beautiful kind of flash. The color line's right there, and it's not quite down to it yet. The more closer I get, the more there is. There's actually a color line above this one too, and it kind of went all the way back a little bit, but now I think I've lost it. Anyway, how cool is that? That is really, really a great experience. So, I've learned something. I hope you have enjoyed yourself. This is Kate from Katie Did. Keep on doing.